The war had ended 6 months ago, but Captain Elias Ward still felt the ghosts of it echoing in every quiet moment. He had fought on worlds that didn't even have names in human tongues, places scorched to dust where the stars seemed to weep. Now, standing at the edge of an alien village under two pale moons, he was the only human for light years. And apparently, he was now part of something he didn't understand. The Lira, a species of elegant, silver-skinned humanoids with faintly glowing markings, had been nearly wiped out in the war against the Dominion. Their men were gone. All of them. The elders said their kind faced extinction, and so they had made him an offer. "You will be given care, honor, and companions," the elder had said through the translator field. "Two of our kind, sisters, chosen for their strength. You will help our people survive." Elias had laughed, thinking it was a cultural misunderstanding or some sort of strange ceremonial phrase. He'd even said, "Sure, whatever helps," with a grin. But when the twin moons rose that night, he realized they weren't joking. They came to his quarters silently, two identical Lira females, their eyes glowing like starlight, their skin shimmering with faint bioluminescence. They moved with unearthly grace, neither shy nor forward, simply solemn. "We are Lira and Sael," the taller one said softly. "We were chosen." Elias blinked, sitting up on the bunk that suddenly felt far too small. "Chosen? For what exactly?" Lira tilted her head, studying him as though his confusion were the strange part. "To continue life," she said simply. "Your biology is compatible. The elders said you accepted." His mouth went dry. Okay, hold on. This has to be a misunderstanding. Humans don't just..." But their expressions were unreadable. Not lust, not fear, duty. That made it worse. He ran a hand through his hair, pacing. "Listen, I'm honored, I guess, but you don't even know me. And I sure as hell didn't agree to." Sael stepped closer. "You saved our people," she said. "You burned your ships to stop the Dominion fleet. You gave us a chance. That is life given. You must understand, we have no other males left. We cannot rebuild without you." Elias froze. He remembered that battle, the desperate choice to ram his carrier into the enemy flagship to save the planet. The Lira had seen it all. He swallowed hard. "I didn't do that for this." Lyra's expression softened. "We know. That is why you were chosen. Because you did not seek reward." The silence stretched, broken only by the sound of the alien winds outside. The twin sisters stood there, unblinking, as if waiting for him to comprehend something larger than words. Elias finally sat back down, his voice quiet. "You think one human can rebuild a species?" Lyra's smile was faint. "Not rebuild. Begin again." He looked at them, truly looked. They were beautiful, yes, but also fragile in a way that cut him. They had lost everything: family, future, hope. And somehow, they saw him as the bridge between life and extinction. He took a deep breath. "If I say no, then we fade," Sael said softly. "But we would not hate you for it." The honesty in her voice broke something inside him. He rubbed his face, muttering, "God, you people don't make this easy." He stood, walked to the window, and stared at the two moons above. On Earth, they'd call this insane, impossible. But humanity had done impossible things before. He turned back to them. "If we're doing this, it's going to be on my terms. Respect. Understanding. Not duty. Deal." Lira tilted her head again, then nodded slowly. "Deal." Weeks passed. The village began to rebuild. The Lira worked beside him, teaching him their ways, their language, their strange songs that resonated in the bones. Lira and Sael stayed close, not as property, but as equals. They asked about Earth, about oceans and rain, about music. He taught them how to laugh. And slowly, the grief that had haunted him started to lift. When night fell and the moons rose, they would sit together outside his hut, watching the stars. Sael once asked, "Do humans always fight for others?" Elias smiled faintly. "Not always, but sometimes when no one else will." Lira leaned against his shoulder. "Then maybe that's why the stars sent you." He didn't have an answer, but for the first time since the war ended, he didn't feel like a ghost. Maybe this wasn't about saving a species. Maybe it was about rediscovering what it meant to live.